Hello everyone. In our last class, we discussed how you can create a memory connections. Now we are going to talk about how to find out the addresses of the different RAM chips which we are having in this case. So how to find out the addresses? Let us just see this memory address map. So first of all, we are having 16-bit address line, and this line is coming from CPU. So you can check this in your next slide. So the address line starts from 1 and ends at 16. So there are 16 bits in that address line. Now, inside that address line, we are having two different type of memories connected. First one is RAM, second is ROM. And the size of RAM is 128. So which is to refer all these 128 words, we need only 7 bits. This is for RAM. In the case of ROM, the total size is 512. So to refer all these 512 words, we will need 9 bits. So in the case of addressing, 7 bits will be reserved in the case of RAM and 9 will be reserved for ROM. So this is how your address line is used by your memory. Now let us see these different components which we have inside the system, and this is how it is created. So we are going to do that task. So first of all, what is the example which is shown in this case, and the diagram which is shown? It is 512 bytes of RAM and 512 bytes of ROM. Now let us create a truth table for it, that how it sorry, address map table, that how it is attached and how to find out the addresses. Now if there are 16 bits, so it will start from 1 up to, like this, 1 2 3 4 up to 16. Now we are using a hexadecimal representation in this to represent this addresses. So what does it mean if we are having 16 bits in it? So 4 bits will be combined together to make a single hexadecimal bit. So it means if we are having 16 bits, so the total number of hexadecimal values which we are going to get will be 4. So that is why the hexadecimal address shown at this place is in 4 bits, but actually there are 16 address bits. So these addresses are converted to a hexadecimal value. So that is why we have 4 bits here. Now let us talk about the components which we have. So in components, the first component is RAM chip 1, then we have RAM chip 2, then we have RAM chip 3, RAM chip 4, and we have a ROM chip. Now there is a single ROM chip in it. Let us talk about the addresses, how to find out these addresses. So these are hexadecimal address. So how to find out this address, we will discuss about that. Then we are having the addresses shown at this place. Now if our bits are starting from 1, like we discussed about 16 bits, possible I will draw all the 16 here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. If there are 16 bits at this place, so out of those 16, we are only going to use some of them. We are not going to use all of them. Out of these 7 bits will be reserved for RAM because it requires 7 bits in it. So RAM 1 will be using this using 7 bits, RAM 2 will also be using 7 bits, RAM 3 will be using all the 7, RAM 4 will be using all the 7, ROM will use 9 bits. So in this case, for the second one, it will be something like this. Third, fourth RAM is going to use the same number of bits. Now after this, for ROM, these 7 are required, as well as we need two more, like 8 bit number 8 and bit number 9. So these two are also reserved. Now let us talk about how to select between RAM 1 and how to select between the RAM chips. Now we are using a decoder at this place. If you have seen the diagram, we are using a decoder at this place with which our 8th and ninth bit is connected. So the 8th and ninth bit, if both are 0, then first RAM chip is going to work. If it is 0 1, second. If it is 1 0, third. If it is 1 1, fourth chip will work. Now 8th and ninth bit is used in this way, and the last bit, which is 10th, that is used to separate the working of RAM and ROM chip. Now 10th bit is used, like if 10th bit is 0, then one of the RAM chip will work, and which RAM chip will work will depend upon these two values, like 8th and ninth bit. And if this is 1, this value. So we have discussed about the working of this thing earlier as well. Now rest all the values are going to remain 0, like this is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Now it is up to you whether you want to show them or not. It is up to you. So if you want to skip this part, you can. Or you can simply show the last bit, that there is a 16 bits at this place. Now, how this division is done, let us find out the first address. Please remember, whenever you want to find out the first address, what you need to do is make all the crosses, like crosses don't care condition is equal to 0, and then calculate the address. Now let us do it for the first value. So these four values will be 0, and all these values are going to be 0, these three. And then we will be calculating the address. Now if this is a hexadecimal representation, if you are aware about it, 1 2 4 8, this is the representation for hexadecimal. Now if all are 0, so this value will be 0. All these values are 0, and this is also 0, so all these 4 bits, like starting from 5 to 8, these will be 0, so the second value will also be 0. Fourth value, like up to 16, starting from 9 to 12 and then 13 to 16, all will be 0. So the first address which we have got is all zeros. Then if you want to find out the last address, now last address, what you have to do is make all the cross values is equal to 1, and after that calculate the address. Now for this, what you can do is you can virtually replace these values by 1. Like what this value will be: 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 and a 0. Now just calculate what is it. It is 1 1 1 1. Just calculate this. This becomes F. F is for 15. Okay. So this value will become F. Second value, it is like this. So it is 4 plus 2 plus 1 is 7. This value will become 7. So these two will remain 0, 0. So 0, 0, 7F. So this is how we have got the hexadecimal address for RAM 1. Now let us do it for the second chip. If I make all these values 0 and calculate the address, what it will be? It will be something like 0. Even if I make all these values 1, this value of 8 will still remain present. So this value will remain 8. Then these two will be 0. If I make all these values 1 to calculate the final address, like this one, in the second case, if I do it in that way, so I will make all these values 1. This value will become 1 F. This value will be F, and rest these values will be 0. So what will be the address? 0, 0, F, F. Then for RAM 3, again to calculate the first address, make all these values 0. So it will be 0. Make all these three values 0. It will be 0. This value, now ninth bit is 1. Ninth bit 1 means this value is the only one which is having a value 1, which means it will remain 1 and rest all are 0. So this will be the next address. After that, make all these values 1. So this will be F. Make all these values 1. It will remain 7. And the last value will be 1. So it will become 17F. Similarly, you can find it up to this particular value. So this will be the final address which we are going to use. So if you want to calculate the calculate this address, how you can do that? Make all these values 0 first. Make all these values 0. Then okay. Then let us talk about this. Make it 0, 1. So first address will be 0, 0, and this is 2. So it is, why it is 2? Because if we calculate it in this way, it will be 2. Like what is this value? It is 0. It is this. Two values 0, 0, 1, 0. So it is 2. So the address will be 0, 2, 0, 0. Make all these values 1. It will be F. This will be F. This will be, make it 1, 2. Make it 1. This will be 2 plus 1, 3. So this will be 0, 3, F. So this is how we calculate the addresses. Now, the extension which we have done, it is not the only thing which we are going to do. We can have different set of expansions for your memory. Like if there are 8 RAM chips, then it will be really difficult for you to make all those 8 RAM chips at this place in the truth table. So then it will be very difficult for you. So it is not possible for you to make all the RAM chips in a single, you can say, truth table and write the addresses for it. Then what you are going to do is you can do it for RAM only and for ROM only. For RAM, the first address will be 000, and for RAM, the last address will be 01FF. So you are going to calculate the last address from this place and the first address from this place. So then only in two different rows you can define all the values of RAM addresses. So that is the case with other diagrams if you have more number of RAM chips. Now let us talk about this, and you can design a RAM and ROM connection by having more, you can say, number of chips. So like if we want to do, I will do a smaller one instead of making it big. Now let us just do it in this way. If I want to design a RAM and ROM combination with 1024 into 8 capacity for RAM, and I need 1024 capacity for ROM. Now this is the size of memory which I want in this case. And the size of chip which I am having is 512 into 8 RAM chip. This is the RAM chip which I am having. I have to design this memory, but the size of chip which I am having is 512. Like in this previous case, what we were having 512 bytes of RAM and 512 bytes of ROM. But the size of RAM chip was 128 into 8. Now the similar cases here. I have to design 1024 into 8 RAM and 1024 into 8 ROM, but I am having the size of RAM as 1024 into 8, and for ROM I am having 1024 into 8. So this is a combination which I am using. Generally we use a single ROM chip, but if you require you can also add the decoders with the ROM chip to make it work properly. So then you need to change the certain smaller parts of your ROM circuit which you are using. Now let us do it. So in this case we are having data bus. I'm writing it as DB data bus. After that, the next thing which we are having is our read and write lines. Then we will be having our bits for 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So we can have more than that, but we are going to start with this. So now let us connect them to make a RAM chip. It will be a smaller circuit, but the size is large. Now for this, what I am having. If it is 1024 which I am designing and I am having one chip of 512 into 8, simply divide these two values, we will come to know that we will need two such size of RAMs. So 512 into 8, and how many are required? Only two. So each of size 512 into 8. This is 512 into 8. So what do we have in this? We have read line RD, we have write line RD, write line. Then we are also having a ROM chip with 1024 into 8. And in this we are having CS1, CS2 bar, CS1. Let me just make it a little bit large so that you can see it easily. CS1, CS2 bar, read and write, CS1, CS2 bar. And the size is same 512 into 8, 512 into 8. At this place also we are having CS1, CS2 bar. Data lines are 8-bit, so they are connected like this. Read and write lines are connected in the same manner as we did earlier. Now we can directly connect the read and write line with it. So simple, connect this read line with this and this piece. So read line is connected like this, and it is also connected with your ROM chip. This is your ROM, these are RAM. 2 chip, and this is RAM 1. Okay, so read lines are now connected. After this, the next thing is write line. Now the write line is not present in the case of your ROM because we can't write anything on ROM. So ROM will not be connected. Now let us talk about the address lines. Make it large. Now 2 raised to the power 6 is 64, 2 raised to the power 7 is 128, right? 2 raised to the power 8 is 256, 2 raised to the power 9 is 512, which means it is a 512 line, which means I will need to reserve 9 lines for this. So instead of showing all these 9 lines bit by bit, what we can do is we can simply say that these lines are from 1 to 9, and the 10th bit is here, 11, 12, then 13, 14, 15 as well. Now these are 9 bits. So these 9 address lines are getting connected with this as well as here. So these are address lines 9, which is represented by AD 9. So we have connected these address lines with this, and with the ROM also it is 1024, which means we need 10 lines for it. But we have connected 9 from the same lines which we have used for RAM. We have connected it with this as well. So it is AD 9. I will just rub it up so that you can see this. It is AD 9. So 9 lines are connected at this place. Now the 10th line which we are going to use with this, okay, will be helpful for us to use to get the uh, 10th line at this place will help us to operate this RAM, sorry, ROM chip. But we will need one additional line which will be your 11th bit to decide between RAM and ROM, that which RAM chip will work or which ROM chip will work. Now let us discuss about this. In this case, we are having a only two decisions to make. First one is out of these two, which decoder is going to work, or sorry, which RAM chip is going to work, and the second decision is out of these two or this one, which will work. Now either you can use a 1:2 decoder at this place for the 10th bit, 1:2 decoder, or you can use a NOT gate. It is up to you whatsoever you want to use. So if this is 1, okay, so if this is 1, it is connected with the CS1 value. This is connected with CS1. Like if this is 1, this will work. If the second value is 1, this will work. 1 for the bad connections. Okay, so this will work in the second case. If this value of 10 is 0, then it means this value will work or this RAM chip will work. If the value of 10th bit is 1, then this value will work. Means out of these two, one is going to work at one time. Now, this 10th line is also connected with the ROM chip because this is the address line 10, and we need 10 address lines for ROM. So 10th line is doing two tasks. First one is to verify whether this one will work or this one will work, and secondly it is connected with the ROM chip. Now the next thing which we have, that is our CS2 connection. Now CS2 is not connected with anything. Now what which bit we can use at this place is 11th. So 11th bit will be used to perform that task. Now 11th bit is connected with CS2, and it is by using a NOT gate, it is connected with the ROM. Okay. Now what will happen? If the 11th bit is 0, then RAM chips will work. Sorry, if this value is 1, 0, this will work. If it is 1, then this will work. So now we can decide between both of them, that which out of these which device is going to work. And we are no longer going to use this 12th and 16th. We are not going to use them. Now, this was the construction of that 1024 into 8 size of RAM and ROM chips. Now let us discuss about the truth table, or you can say address map, which we are going to create. In the case of address map, we have components on one side, we have addresses on, hexa address on one side, and on the other side we have the bits, like starting from, like, uh, they are from 1 to 9. So 9 bits will be there: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. The maximum bits which we are using are 12, so that is why we are having these 12 values here. Let us talk about the RAM chips. Now I am not going to write the address for all of them. I am not going to write it in that way. I am just writing them in a single go. Like I will not write for RAM chip 1, then for RAM chip 2. You can write the whole process in a single, you can say, go. Now how is it? So first of all, these all 9 bits which we are going to have will be 0. So let me just name them out. So ninth bit is 0. We are using 10th bit at this place for a decoder. Now what are the possible values for this? So first possible value is that 10 is equal to 0. So if it is 0, this RAM chip is going to work. If this value is 1, then the last chip is going to work. So now let us discuss about it if the value is 0, because for running the first chip, because if I try to find out the first address, then the first chip should be working. So just keep it as 0 and rest all values like 11 and 12. 11 is also 0. I will not talk about the 12th value. So 11th is 0. Now just calculate by taking all the values as 0. Just consider that all these values are 0. So what will be the first address? Simple, it is very simple. And in most of the cases, the answer will remain same. The first address on which these devices are going to work will be 0000. Now, next, what will happen if I want this RAM chip to work? The value of 10th bit should be 1. So what I do is I change this bit value to 1, and along with it I make all these values 1, because I am going to find out the last address. So if these all values are 1, let us check what answer we get. This is 1, 1, 0, 0, because these are 3 bits. This value is 1 because we are making this RAM chip work. So now this will be F, the second value. These are all ones, so that is also equal to F. Then 10th and 9th bit. Now let us talk about this. 1, it is 1, 2, 4, 8. It is something like this. because this is 1, this is your ninth bit, this is 10th bit, this is 11th bit, this is 12th bit. So it is 8, this is 2 plus 1, 3. So this will be 3 and this is 0. So the why it is 3, because this is 2 plus 1. So 2 plus 1 is 3. And the last bit up to 16th bit is 0. So this is why we have a RAM chip limits starting from 000 up to 03FF. This is the address which we have got for the RAM. Now let us talk about the ROM chip. Now what will be the address for that? As we know that it required 10 lines for address only. This is 8, 9 and 10. These 10 are just for address, 10 lines. Now its decision is based on this 11th bit, whether this is 0 or 1. If it is 1, if it is 1, then only this RAM chip is going to work. Is it true? Yes. Because if this 11th bit is 0, is equal to 1, then only this RAM chip will work. So the starting address, whatsoever is the address, this has to be 1 in this case. Only then this RAM chip is going to work, ROM chip is going to work. So to find out the first address, we will need to make all these values 0. But this value will remain 1 because it is the 11th bit, and the 11th bit has to be 1 if we want this ROM chip to work. So now let us talk about the first address. If all these are 0, this will be 0, 0. So two values 0, and this is 0, 0. So if I put something like this, it is 0, 1, 0, 0. So it is 4. So the first address on which RAM chip will work is 0400. Now let us find out the last address of this. So for that I will need to convert all these crosses to 1. So then it will make this F, this will be F, this will be something like this, 1, 1. 4 plus 2 plus 1, it is equivalent to 7. So this will be 7 and the last value will be 0. So it is 0, 7, F, F. So this is how we try to find out the addresses for the RAM and ROM chip. Now, if you want to separate this out, like if you don't want to show this in a single diagram or in a single row, what you can do is you can keep these values as per your need. Like first of all, this value will be 0. Now just remember this value. I will do it for the RAM chip 1. This is 03FF, and let us do it for RAM chip 1 first. If it is a RAM chip 1, so it is going to operate when this value is 0. So if this value is 0, this RAM chip will work. So it means 10th bit should be 0. So 10th bit is 0. So that gives us this address. Now let us make all these values 1. Now what is the address? F, F and 1. So it will be 1FF for RAM chip 1 only. Then let us talk about the RAM chip 2. What will be the starting address and what will be the ending address for this? RAM 2. So let us find out the starting address. So it will only work when this value is 1. If it is 1, then only this RAM chip will be activated, which means we are fixing the 10th bit of this. 10th bit is 1, rest all are crosses. So now firstly make all these values 0. So the first value which we are going to have from which it is going to work that will be 4 plus 4, 8. Sorry, I have done one mistake. I should have one more cross and one. Okay, now let us make all these values 0. So firstly, this is 0. This will also be 0. This is going to be 0, but this value is 1. So it means this is something like 0, 1, 0, 0. So the address will be 2. So it will be 2, 0, 0. Now, this was the address from where we have started. Now make all the 9 bits 1. Now, if all are 1, this is F, this is F, this is F, this is F, this is like 1, 1. Now it is 3. Because this is our 4 bit plus 4 bit 8 plus 1 9. This is our 10th bit. Actually, I have just wrote it somewhere at a different place. But this is 10th bit. And this comes out to be 3 because rest of the values are 0. So answer is 0, 3, F. So what does it mean? Whether you make it in a single row or you expand it in different rows, the answer is going to remain same. The answer is same as that of the earlier case. So it is 03FF. So you can expand the number of chips, you can reduce the number of chips, it is up to you. If you are like currently we are using 512, if we make it 128, so then out of this we will be requiring 8 bits. Sorry, we will be requiring 8 chips to make it work. Sorry, for okay, 10 chips. Like if it is 128 for 1024, you can calculate how many number of chips do we need, and according to that the size of decoder will change, the addressings will change, but you have an idea how you can calculate. So this is all about our addressing and connection to memory from CPU. So next is auxiliary memory. So we will discuss about the auxiliary memory in our next class. Thank you everyone. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.